Nah, man. Nah, I'm not happy. I don't care that it's only game 1 of 82. I don't care that it's the 7th game of the season. The Heat are up 3-4, but somehow like 3rd in the East because the East is ass. I don't care about none of that. I'm mad because that was some pitiful basketball to the highest degree. And I don't even know where to start. I might as well just start with the damn ending because that was embarrassing and disgraceful to the game of basketball. So if y'all didn't see the game, the Heat were down 3. They should have been down 4. They got lucky. They got a miracle. They had to intentionally foul, and Devin Booker actually missed one of the 2 free throws to keep the door open for the Heat to force overtime. They got lucky. And then with 4.8 seconds left and the ball and a chance to tie, Eric Spoelstra calls timeout, and they proceed to run the most egregious play I've ever seen in my entire life. So they inbound the ball to Terry Rozier, who has been awful, really all season. I know he's averaging like 17 points per game prior to tonight, but his efficiency's been terrible. He was once again awful today. And when he catches the ball, he proceeds to get trapped by the Suns, who double him. And then he throws a pass, leading Jimmy Butler to go inside the paint. Mind you, the Heat are down 3 with under 5 seconds left. So Jimmy has to run inside the paint to catch the ball, trail back to the 3-point line, could have forced up a 3, but instead decides to drop it off to Tyler Hero, who was sitting out of bounds for some reason. What the hell was that last play from every single member of the Miami Heat? Absolutely disgusting. Really, really terrible basketball. And I'm ashamed to be a Heat fan and watching that. I really, really am. And that's not even where the bad basketball stops. It really started with Bam Adebayo, who should be ashamed of himself. He really should be. Listen, I understand players are going to have bad nights, but 5 of 21, Bam. 5 of 21, and it's not even that he was so inefficient. It's not even that he shot 23%, because like I said, players have bad games, and I appreciate the high volume of shot attempts. That's what we want to see from Bam. But it's how he let Jusuf Nurkic sun him like that. Jusuf Nurkic today owned him. Finished the night with 20 points and 18 rebounds. 20 points, mind you, on 6 field goals. He was 6 of 8 overall, and he dropped 20 and 18 on you, and you couldn't do nothing on him? Jusuf Nurkic, who is known as one of the poorest defenders in the NBA, one of the slowest footed big men who's decent offensively, nice passer, good rebounder. But the reason that people say he's overpaid is because he can't play defense, and you can't take advantage of that matchup. You can't take advantage of Sabonis, who's also known as one of the slowest defenders in the NBA. Bam Adebayo is supposed to be a unicorn, one of the strongest, fastest guys in the corner. We know he can shoot. We know he can get to the rim. But it's his mentality that stops him from being a great player offensively, and it is the most frustrating thing to see. Jusuf Nurkic tonight was 3 of 3 from 3. He's not known as a shooter, but he's the guy that can knock him down. Certainly wasn't scared to shoot them tonight. I know one of his threes was a wild 35-foot bomb at the end of the shot clock that, of course, he switched because, of course. But all night, Bam Adebayo was not being guarded from Nurkic from beyond the perimeter. And Bam wasn't even looking at the rim. What's the point of saying you're going to be a shooter, Bam? What's the point of practicing these threes, working on your jump shot if you're not going to shoot it? It ruins the entire offense because Jusuf Nurkic is quite literally playing 10 to 15 feet off Bam Adebayo every time Bam is at the top of the key. Nurkic is sitting in the paint for definitely more than 3 seconds. John Crotty pointed that out too. They were calling no 3-second violations today. But he's camping in the paint, making life difficult for guys like Tyler Hero and Jimmy Butler to attack the ball. And then when the ball does get driving, kicked out to Bam, he doesn't shoot it nor look at the rim. He holds the ball at the top of the key with about 10 feet of space between him and his closest defender and sits there and looks for the dribble handoff to Duncan. Looks for Tyler curling up to get the ball because he's scared to shoot it. And as a guy who just signed a max contract extension, who, mind you, I said was worth the money, but to sign for all that money and play like this to start the season is embarrassing. And you should be ashamed of yourself, Bam Adebayo. It's pitiful. I'm tired of all these players signing fat contracts with the Heat, then playing like garbage afterwards. It's embarrassing. Another blown game for the Miami Heat. Up 15 in the third quarter. We're saying, oh no, the third quarter did not show up today. Happy days. Proceeds to get outscored by 12 in the final 3 minutes of the quarter. Because yes, the Suns got hot, but it was also a lack of effort. You had a chance in that fourth quarter. It was, let me go to my exact notes here, right? You know what? We'll go in order. We'll go in order of my notes here. So to start the game, you had no Jaime Jaquez. He still got the bubble guts. Hopefully he's better soon. They could use him. And same with Kevin Love, who's still returning from conditioning from his absence from the personal reasons. Hope everything's good there. But you did get a hefty amount of Haywood Highsmith today, who really was another story of the game for Miami. I mean, Tyler Hero was also awesome. We'll get to him. But Haywood Highsmith tonight, 19 points, 7 rebounds, 7 of 8 shooting, at a monster and one at the end. But his defense was incredible. I know Kevin Durant hit a huge shot late to kind of put the dagger in it for the Suns, although the Heat still had a chance, and that shot by KD was on Highsmith. But throughout the night, Highsmith was pretty good on him. And I know KD also finished with 32 points, but if you watch the game, Haywood did make it difficult and have quite a bit of stops on him, and obviously was very good offensively. So shout out to Haywood Highsmith. We also got a very pleasant surprise early in the game in which Khalil Ware checked in. Oh, happy days again. No Thomas Bryant. And I'm not going to lie, the minutes was a bit rough to start for Khalil Ware, but he did get his things going. After he had a travel, and I felt like he left his man a little bit too much to try to block some shots. But after just a couple minutes, the game did slow down for him, you could tell. And he's pretty good. After sort of bobbling a pass, Yusuf Nurkic almost got a steal, but saved it right back into Khalil Ware, who got a great dunk. Following defensive possession, Ware got a nasty block rotating on defense, so it was really nice to see him get going. Even had a nice looking three-pointer in the fourth quarter. So Khalil Ware did do a little bit of everything today, and on the night he did finish playing 13 and a half minutes, got you 7 points, 3 boards, and 2 blocks on the steal. 3 for 6 shooting, 1 of 1 from 3. Those are decent numbers, Khalil Ware. And I'm glad, because if he was bad, Spo wouldn't have played him for like 4 months. So that was good to see. Overall positive, because Khalil Ware did have his moments, but shout out to him. So we go ahead and go to halftime, where Bam Adebayo was 3 of 15. I posted this meme, which I thought was pretty funny, thinking Bam was going to turn it around. He never did. But anyways, Highsmith actually got the start in the third quarter, because I guess Spo was trying something different, not doing to try to avoid a third quarter. Jovic ended up not playing in the second half at all. But of course, shout out to Highsmith. Seemed to be the right move, because he was awesome. In the third quarter, he did get things cooking. Tyler Hero was continuing his hot shooting. He had one where Bradley Beal jumped into him. They called a foul, but then Bumdenholzer, I should say. Screw that guy. I hate that guy, Mike Budenholzer. He called challenge, and they reversed the call. When Bradley Beal literally jumped on the Tyler Hero, I don't get it. But then anyways, a couple plays later, Tyler Hero hit a monster 3, started celebrating. So he was really feeling himself. And just overall, I'm very encouraged by Tyler. So I just wanted to get that out there. But after the Heat were going up 15 in the third quarter, the Suns closed on a 15-3 run in the final 3 minutes. And then it was in the fourth quarter where the Suns would finally take the lead. This is what I was getting mad about earlier. There's an easy rebound for the Heat. Everyone's boxing out, and the ball just sits on the floor bouncing and bouncing and bouncing, and nobody goes for the ball. How the hell do you have that kind of miscommunication with a core that's been together for 6 years? These guys have been playing together for multiple years. They're supposed to have the best coach in the NBA. They're supposed to be disciplined, and there's way too much miscommunication on this roster, especially when games get tight and defenses tighten up. Because another play in the fourth quarter, you had Bam Adebayo throw the ball to Tyler Hero, who left his spot. Ball goes out of bounds. Of course, you had the last possession of the game where nobody knew what the hell they're supposed to do. It's ridiculous to have that kind of piss poor offensive execution late in these games. Saw the same thing versus the Kings when Jimmy was taking stupid-ass fadeaways. God, I hate it, and it is so frustrating. This team needs to be better coached in the fourth quarter. I don't understand why the late-game execution is this bad. Doesn't make any sense. But of course, as I was saying on that rebound, the Heat watched the ball. Nobody goes for it. Suns player picks it up, kicks it out to Grayson Allen, who, mind you, was like the league leader in three-point percentage last year, was well over 40%. Of course, he knocks it down because the Heat are sitting there ball watching on defense, and it's embarrassing. Anyways, fast forward a little bit later, the Heat would tie it with about 5 minutes to go. Scary Terry, wide open 3 to take the lead. No good. Ball goes down the court, Bradley Beal, 3-pointer, bang, Suns up 3. Just little swing plays like that, which really lost the game today for the Heat, and it was embarrassing. It really was. And then you go later in the game, still close game, right? You need a stop, and who's out there for the Miami Heat? Tyler Hero and Terry Rozier. Just like last game versus the Kings when Sabonis got that rebound because you had 2 small guards in the paint. Why the hell is Eric Spoelstra playing Tyler Hero and Terry Rozier on the court for the biggest defensive possession of the game? I don't understand it. I really don't. You got Pelle Larsson, who was hooping once again. Very good defensively. We see him using his strength on both sides of the ball. But he's not out there. All I hear about is Drew Smith and his defense. Put him out there one possession. Spo, you're the guy who will sub a guy in for the last 5 seconds of a quarter to play offense defense. And now you're late in the game when you need a stop and you don't want to play offense defense with your substitutions? I don't understand. Of course, the Suns would end up hitting some big baskets. The Heat would have a chance to tie and don't, as we discussed this entire time. But that's really all I got to say for my notes. We'll go through the box score real quick, see if there's anything that we missed here at all. So Jimmy Butler today, 15.7 rebounds, 6 of 13 from the field. Did get it going a little bit early in the game, but didn't have much in the fourth quarter. Nikola Jovic only got 5 minutes today. I think we're going to see his minutes continue to trend down. Bam Adebayo, he did have, I should mention, Bam did have 12.6 assists, 5 steals and a block. So he was all over the place. But if you want to be the guy, Bam, and you're telling me you're the guy, the front office is telling me you're the guy, they're paying you like the guy, I need more than that offensively. You don't get any pat on the backs from me because you have 5 steals and 12 rebounds when you shot 5 of 21. You don't get that from me, Bam. And Terry Rozier, you shot terrible today too, 2 for 10. That's about your average. You also had 7 boards and 5 assists. Don't care. That trade in hindsight, as of today, was not a good one. It really wasn't. Now, again, that could change tomorrow because Terry's a guy that when he's hot, and when he's not, he's not. But even when he's hot, there's obviously way too many questions with his fit in the backcourt. And that was a wasted panic trade as of this day and time, but it could very well change. Off the bench, we talked about Haywood Highsmith, 19 minutes. I think he'll continue to get some more run, played 30 minutes tonight. I do like to see that. Pelle Larsson got you 6 points, had another nice and one today. He uses his strength, man. It's really, really fun to see. And then you also had Khalil Ware, we discussed, with 13 minutes. I'd be happy if he gets 13 minutes a night. And then shout out Duncan Robinson, man. Another really great game from him. Second game coming back from his, what was he, a little injury or something, I think. Was 3 for 3 from 3 last game, 3 for 6 today. He was feeling himself on his third triple. He had did like the whole blowing smoke out his mouth or holding in his breath, whatever, just because he knew he was on such fire. And swaggy Duncan is the best Duncan because when his confidence is like that, no one can stop him. And it's fun to watch. Alex Burks did get you 5 points in 16 minutes. He continues to be a pretty reliable shooter for your Miami Heat. But I think that's pretty much all I got to say about this game. No one on the Suns did anything out of the ordinary outside of Jusuf Nurkic, who we discussed. KD and Booker did play well. And shout out to Ryan Dunn. That boy could win Rookie of the Year. I know he only has 7 points today, but his defense is elite, and somehow he's a great shooter out of nowhere too, because in college he sucked. But anyways, that's all I got to say for this game. I do believe the next Heat game is on Friday versus the Denver Nuggets. Oh, God, this season's off to such a poor start. Leave a comment down below your score prediction for the Nuggets game, and whoever's closest, I'll shout you out in the next video. How about that? Like the video, subscribe. I'm on the grind to hit 6K subs. See y'all in the next one. Peace out.
Look, pull up in your city tryna get that dead face. Do it on my own, I don't need no dead weight. Had to kill him off, yeah, I need a head space. You know this homegrown bitch don't offend me.